Hello everyone, I'm Brandon, and now we are going to do the commentary on Alonzo Wade, aka Alonzo 403. Alonzo's plan was to come over with some alcohol and, quote, party, unquote, with the decoy, although after much arguing and kind of predator chicken, he eventually admitted that he wanted sex, and now he drove an hour and a half to this girl's house. So let's see what happens.
Come on in, man. I just whacked my toe on the banister.
So there's Dell with her most feminine voice possible. Let's listen to that.
Come on in, man. I just whacked my toe on the banister.
Where are you?
I hit my toe on the banister. Oh, I gotta go get a Band-Aid. Now I'm bleeding, and I'm gonna get shot if I bleed on the rug.
So, yeah, that does not sound like a girl. I mean, maybe some girls would have a voice that deep, but that sounds like a older woman or a boy, basically. I'm surprised he doesn't seem put off by it. I wonder if Dell got mixed up whether he was coming for a girl or a boy, or if she just wasn't even thinking. Or it could be that these guys, like, some of them don't even notice that the girl they see when they show up is different from the picture. It's like they just don't even care. They could probably get some, like, 40-year-old man to speak here, and he still would just be so caught up in his imagination of what he wants to do that he wouldn't care that it doesn't sound like a girl. But yeah, Dell definitely could have tried harder with putting on the act. Let's go back and watch this.
Where are you?
And it's kind of funny that the other kind of, we'll call it red predator, Timothy Isaac, also said, where you at? Some kind of variation of that when they walked in. I bet you him and Timothy Isaac, would probably be buddies if they met each other, started hanging out. They both just have that kind of same demeanor about them, the same look. They're a similar age. Yeah, they kind of dress similar. And they also just kind of walk in and look around. Where are you? Some of the predators come in very hesitant. Some of them come in a bit more just kind of excited, like this guy and Timothy.
I hit my toe on the banister. Oh, I gotta go get a Band-Aid. Now I'm bleeding, and I'm gonna get shot if I bleed on the rug.
And it's funny because Dell's, she's pretending to limp there, so she's trying to do the method acting version of this, and actually pretend that she's hurt to kind of try to sell the character, but she can't do the voice properly. Oh well, enough picking on Dell. We'll continue.
Hang out at the bar for a second. I'll be right back down. All right?
All right.
Yeah, so this guy brought quite a bit of alcohol. Let's see what he's got here.
Hang out at the bar for a second. I'll be right back down, all right?
Looks like a 12-pack of beer, and is that, he brought both the raspberry and the regular lemonade? Right. Is that what I see?
Sorry.
Because we were out in the country, these guys in some cases had to drive a couple hours or more. And Alonzo Wade was one of those guys. He turns towards the door and he's doing something with the zipper. Now, I still to this day don't know exactly what his plan was.
Yeah, I don't know either. I could see, like, there's evidence for kind of different sides of the argument that maybe he was going outside to piss. Because, they do live in the country. Maybe there's not a lot of people around. But if he was going outside to piss, which kind of makes sense, he's walking towards the door. But why would you, like, unzip your zipper, like, while you're still in the house? Wouldn't you walk outside, find a good spot, then unzip? Like, why would you pre-unzip and then walk out? It seems kind of strange. And also, not to mention, like, you couldn't hold it for another, like, minute or two till the person came back down the stairs and then asked to use their bathroom. Or, he was invited over. He could probably look for the bathroom himself on the main floor and find it.
He might have been getting ready to go outside to relieve himself, or he might have, been plotting something else. But he did pull down his zipper before he turned.
And I think his plan was to get the girl drunk first before he tried anything, so I don't think he'd be, unzipping his pants now in preparation for some sort of sexual thing. That I don't quite buy that. But he could have also just been, like, touching himself because he's a sick perv.
Around and walked to the bar.
How are you tonight?
Fine.
Do me a favor and
Uh-oh.
have a seat right over on that stool.
Yes, sir.
Now, what were you doing with your
And yeah, he responds with the yes, sir. He's, in his mind, he's trying to show respect he knows he's busted. Of course, he's probably doing the same thing everyone else is. Is this guy a cop or is it the dad? Either way, you don't know. If Chris Hansen's the dad and he's got a gun, Alonzo could be in a lot of trouble. So he's probably just like, I'm going to be very respectful. I'm going to, basically suck up to this guy in the hopes of not getting shot.
Pants there when you were heading towards the door. Were you hiding something in your pants?
No, there ain't nothing. Look, I'll show you everything.
Well, I don't.
I'll show you everything. No, please don't. Oh yeah, so he's got so that decoy in the blue letters there in the chat log was lying. She said that he just brought or he made it look like he just brought the raspberry, but he brought both kinds. He's a very considerate predator, that Alonzo Wade.
You can see
Oh,
everything.
well,
but-
no, but now my zipper came down. Excuse me.
but you
And
brought
he's got a interesting way of talking. I don't know if it's possibly just like the accent from the region he's in, combined with his just kind of mumbling way of speaking, but he's kind of hard to understand. He kind of has a bit of a raspy voice, and he kind of mumbles and stutters his way through. Yeah, I couldn't imagine this guy how bad it would get when he's drunk.
quite the selection tonight.
Yes, sir.
What do we have here?
Well, that's mine.
All of this is yours.
Yes, sir.
It's not all his. This it's kind of weird. Wasn't her name Bush Sucks Girl, and he got Bush beer? I'm not aware of that kind of beer. I don't know if we have it here in Canada. But yeah, the beer was for him, and this was all for her. Sure, he might have a few of them, but that's 12 Mike's Hard Lemonades. Like that's that girl would be hammered. That's a lot of alcohol for two people.
All of this is yours.
Yes, sir.
A lot of these guys are just trying to do their best to get out of a bad situation, so they're trying to make up their story on the spot. Alonzo Wade tried to tell me that this alcohol was for him.
And you just thought this would be a nice warm place to drink it?
Well, no, sir. I was talking to her online, and she invited me over.
Yeah. And who is she?
Oh, what is her online name?
And he's not the only one. Some other guys have done this. Jeff Stacy did it with when asked like what was her name, and they either can't remember or they pretend they can't remember. And I guess it could be either way, and it might vary between predator. But I guess one argument could be that the guys are so focused on what they're trying to do that they couldn't care less about the human behind the computer. So things like what her name is are just irrelevant to them. They don't even pay attention to her. They don't even pay attention to that. I mean, they just want to show up, and who cares what her name is? Or it could be maybe under the pressure of the situation, they can't remember what her name is.
Oh, what is her online name? Bush Girl or something like that.
Bush Sucks Girl.
That's it.
That's it. And who are you?
Alonzo Hampton Wade. I'll show you my ID.
Alonzo Hansen Wade.
Alonzo Hampton Wade. And Alonzo, how old are you?
40.
40.
I told her how old I was.
This guy looks, I guess he looks 40. Maybe just kind of the way he is. Like, he just doesn't look like a very clean guy. Like, is he, like, hard to tell. Is he missing teeth or something? Like, he doesn't look like the brightest guy, like, he was probably popular, like, in high school, maybe even, like, kind of college age if he went to college. He was probably a cool guy to hang out and party with. But as he matured and all his friends kind of moved on and kind of moved up in life and, got married and got jobs and just matured and started doing grown-up things, he probably just kind of stayed doing what he normally does, which is, I don't want to guess at what his life is like, but he probably maybe has some kind of like a blue-collar job. He maybe has a hard time keeping a job because of his drinking. He's probably got a DUI. He probably gets fired, and things don't go well for him, and it's usually his fault related to his drinking and just the fact of his his general the fact he's a loser. Basically, you can tell, just kind of look at him, the way he talks and what he's doing here. He spends his Friday nights looking for underage girls to go party with. Like, he I would be surprised if he might have like a couple buddies his age that he kind of like drinks with sometimes. But I can't imagine his life is that good. And depending on what happened after this, I mean, we can only speculate as to whether it got better. But looking at this guy right here, right now, this is not a guy that if you were a young woman, you would want to be drinking with alone.
Hey, I told her how old I was.
And how old is she?
She told me she was 15.
15.
Yes, sir. I just wanted a place to drink. I wasn't going to do nothing.
And, I mean, I'm not going to defend him in any way, but one good thing I suppose you could say about him is he does seem like a friendly guy. If he just ignored what he was doing, and okay, maybe he's an alcoholic and got a rough life or whatever, but he doesn't seem like an asshole. He seems like a generally friendly guy. Who knows what he's like when he's drunk, but right now he seems like a decent enough guy. But of course that could be, a show. Could be something he puts on. And like I've said before, it doesn't matter how nice the guy is. If he ends up doing what he's there to do, he's just as bad as the rest, because the act is still so horrible that who cares if you were nice or not leading up to it. So those things, they don't really score you any points. And there's also a good chance that he's just trying to be nice because he's totally busted in a bad situation by some guy standing here that clearly has way more power than him. So he's trying to be super, super friendly. If there was no adult here, it was just him and the girl, and he's got a few beers in him, we would have to reevaluate and see how friendly he really is. But at least right now, he seems to be kind of a jovial guy.
You didn't have any place to drink, so you thought you'd come here.
Yes, sir.
Just to hang out and drink.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to drink?
No, some of that was going home with me.
Some's going home.
Oh, yeah.
Were you?
So some of that was going home with him. So he came to this house to drink, brought this alcohol that was all for him, but he didn't intend to drink it all. Some of them he was going to bring home with him. So, like, why bring it in the first place? Or he's trying to say that he just intended to drink as much as he possibly could before he passed out, and whatever was left over he would bring home in the morning. I guess that's his stupid theory.
You going to give any to the 15-year-old?
Oh, no. I don't do that.
Then
I got a 15-year-old daughter myself.
You've got a 15-year-old daughter yourself.
I wonder if that's true. I don't know if anyone's ever looked into that. Because is this kind of a coincidence that he has a daughter who happens to be the exact same age of the girl he's coming to see? I mean, it's possible, but kind of it makes me question it.
Yes. I just wanted a place to sit and drink.
Why couldn't you drink at home?
Yeah, if you just want a place to sit and drink, your own home is easier to do it. A friend's house who lives nearby in your town or city is an easier place to do it. Any bar is an easier place to do it. To drive to the middle of nowhere, an hour and a half away, to meet with someone you've never met before, regardless of their age, yeah, that's not a normal thing to do. Like, does this guy ever meet some other random 40-year-old dude online and they kind of strike up a friendship and then he drives an hour and a half to go drink with him? Like, I really doubt it. The drinking's not the issue here. It's not the reason he came. It was just the kind of the product he used to get an in. Obviously, he's there to have sex with her. He just used alcohol as a means to get in. If he really wanted just to drink somewhere because he was bored, like Chris said, there are many other options.
Well, my daughter's got her friends there and I don't like drinking in front of her.
So you thought you'd come over here and drink in front of another 15-year-old
No.
girl who's not your daughter?
No, that's not my intention.
Yeah, Chris just pointed out how stupid that is. If that's true that his daughter had friends over, which, I mean, if he does have a daughter, if she's real and did have friends over, like, he doesn't have to hang out with them. They probably wouldn't want to hang out with her dad anyway. I don't think he's that cool of a guy. He could have just drank in the basement, or, if they were up in their bedroom, he could do it in the living room. He has options. It's not like he would have to drink in front of her.
No, that's not my intentions. My intentions was to not... my intentions was to drink in front of him.
I think that's might be one of the only times where we actually see a predator question the stupidity of their own excuse and their own story as they're saying it, and then realize that there's no point in even saying it because it doesn't make sense. So they just completely back down and reverse their entire story in the same sentence.
15-year-old girl.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Does that make any sense?
No.
So why don't you tell me why you were really here?
To drink.
To drink.
Yeah.
All right. So now let me ask you this. You're here in this house where you believe a 15-year-old girl is home alone. You bring the booze into the house.
Right.
How would you feel if while you're over here, some 40-year-old guy is at your house bringing booze to your 15-year-old daughter and her friends?
Probably the same way you feel right now.
You tell me.
I'm saying probably the same way you feel right now.
So Alonzo must think that that's her dad. Because, Chris says, what would you think if some guy did this to your daughter? He says, same way that you feel. So that kind of makes it clear he thinks it's the dad. And the thing is, there's nothing good about this. He could almost argue, because his chat wasn't very sexual, he kind of danced around the subject. He could almost argue that he wasn't there with that intention. Probably not, because, he did say that he was willing to do something, if she initiated it. But even if he could argue his way out of that in court and say that he didn't intend for anything sexual, the best case scenario that could happen here is that if this was a real girl, she would have to deal with a drunk 40-year-old dude that she doesn't know in her house. That's the best possible scenario. There's no other way that it would go better than that. And she would have to hope that he doesn't get violent when he's drunk. She would have to hope that he doesn't start breaking shit. Who knows what it's going to do. Even just dealing with your friends when they're drunk, that could be bad sometimes. They puke on the floor, they break shit, it's just, things can happen. So just to be there, it is such, she would be in such a vulnerable position if that girl was real. Because, who knows what this guy is possibly like. Even if he wasn't violent, just having, a drunk, annoying guy that is in your house and he passes out on the couch and then you have to deal with him the next day and try to get rid of him, there is nothing about this situation that would have been good. Even if you're a grown 40-year-old man and you had this guy in your house, that would still just, unless you knew him really well, I just wouldn't want some strange guy that looked like this showing up with a bunch of alcohol looking to, quote, party. There's no way that this could have gone well for the girl.
So why is it okay for you to do it?
It ain't. I don't know why I did it. I just wanted to party, that's all.
So just party.
Yeah.
And there's no 40-year-olds to party with.
Well,
nobody who's grown up who you can party with in the whole
Go to
state of
Rick-
Ohio.
Well, I didn't say in the whole state, but go where I'm from.
Alonzo Wade tried to tell me that he was not there to have sex with a 15-year-old girl. Now, at some point, he cracks a little bit and says, well, maybe he would. And I say to him, well, what is it? Yes, no, maybe so.
It
So
appears to be clear from this transcript that
Yeah.
you are open to the idea of having sex with this girl.
No.
Yeah, and he, in his chat log, he never flat out kind of said he was going to do it, but he did say that he'd be willing to do it if she initiated it, because he just wanted to be friends, which is complete bullshit. It's just a clever way, or he thinks it's a clever way to get around his intentions. He wants to make it obvious to the girl that, it could happen. Obviously, he wants it to happen, but she would initiate it. And even in his sober mind right now, he might even be willing to go for that. And, maybe he wouldn't make the first move. But if she made the first move, he would be all over her. Of course, once he's got 12 beers in him, I don't trust him so much to just want to be friends and to wait for her to make the first move. He's probably going to be jumping on her, at any given moment. So he's not a good guy by pretending he just wants to be friends. That's it's almost worse than just stating your true intentions. It's if you want to hook up with someone, over the internet, just say it. To an adult, obviously. Don't tell them, oh, you just want to be friends and come over to hang out and get drunk, where your only purpose for getting them drunk is to have sex with them. That is very creepy. Very, as far as I know, illegal. And the fact that he's doing this with a 15-year-old girl, I bet you he thinks, and there might even be people watching this that think that he's not as bad as the rest because he didn't have a disgusting chat log that was full of intent. He didn't state what he was going to do. Just because he's keeping his intentions a little bit more of a secret does not make it any better. It just means he's better at hiding it. But he fully intended to have sex with that girl and do it while she was drunk, which makes it even worse.
Oh. Well, up here, yes. Would I? No. Or maybe. All right. Maybe.
Oh my god. Like,
What?
yeah, Alonzo is horrible at not confessing to things within like 2 or 3 seconds of denying them. He says, I might have said it, but I wouldn't do it. Okay, yeah, I would have done it. Like, that was all within like a couple seconds. Let's hear that again.
That you are open to the idea of having sex with this girl.
No. Well, up here, yes. Would I? No. Or maybe. All right. Maybe.
What is?
Yeah, this guy would not do well if he was, say he was like in the military and he got taken prisoner by the enemy. There's no way this guy would keep his mouth shut. He would just confess to absolutely everything. He'd probably try to deny, everything first and keep quiet, but it wouldn't last very long. Like, I wonder if he just realizes maybe he's aware of his kind of own stupidity, and just looking at the way that Chris looks here and the way he's dressed, Alonzo knows that this man is smarter than him. This man has more power than him in this moment. He probably thinks it's the dad, but there's no doubt who is the smarter individual here. And he's just he probably denies it as like a knee-jerk reaction to it until he just realizes right after he says it that, yeah, there's no point. This guy is not going to believe it. I may as well just confess to it.
Is it Alonzo? Yes, no, maybe so.
Maybe.
Maybe. So maybe.
Yeah. Anytime, like in a situation like this where the predator says maybe, the answer is yes. You don't go to someone's house with the answer of maybe wanting to have sex with them. If that's what you're saying, the answer is you want to. Like, there's no, like, especially in a situation like this where it's flat out illegal, it's with a minor. You can't go over there with the intention of maybe doing it, or under certain circumstances it could happen. It's a yes or no kind of situation. And it's clear that his answer is yes. He could lie to himself however he wants in that, well, maybe, if things are going well and only if she put the first move on him, then maybe he would. It's like, that's all yes. You went there with the intention to do it, or went there hoping that she would do it. Either way, it's still like the same result. It's still illegal. There's no like varying degrees over it. Like, well, he only kind of meant to do it, whereas some other guy really meant to do it, and another guy really, really meant to do it. Like, there's no varying degrees. It's just he went there hoping that would happen and put himself into a horrible situation like this, and he got caught.
You would have had sex with this girl.
Maybe. If she wanted sex and I was drunk enough, I'm not going to say I wouldn't. I'm not going to say I would.
And I don't think, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I don't think that would hold up in court. They would probably just listen to the part of it where he said he's willing to do it. And it's like, okay, that means you're guilty.
I can't say what I would do when I'm drunk.
Well,
I can't say what I would do when I'm drunk.
I'm not going to say I would. I can't say what I would do when I'm drunk.
That's not a good thing, to not know what. I would imagine he's probably been in a lot of situations before where he's blacked out and done bad stuff, either been violent or just done or said really stupid things. But if he doesn't know what he's going to be like, and if he doubts like his ability to behave while drunk, 1, he should quit drinking. 2, he should definitely not be around other people when he's drinking. And 3, he should definitely not be around minors that he's maybe willing to have sex with. Like, that's the worst situation. How could he possibly ever do that if he knows that he's a possible danger? And he has like a daughter. Why would he ever put himself in that situation where he's alone with a girl when he can't even trust his own behavior when he's drunk? That is horrible.
I'm not going to say I would. I can't say what I would do when I'm drunk.
And we're also getting almost seems like getting a bit of anger there when he says that. Maybe that's just kind of a peak of the real Alonzo that would come out more and more with every beer that he has.
You know, I got to tell you that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Oh, I understand.
And we're doing a story
Yeah.
on adults going on the internet,
Right.
trying to hook up with teens.
Right.
Now,
See the cameras coming in and
Right.
everything.
As we're finishing the
See, now he's pretending, he's like, yeah, like he knew who Chris Hansen was, but I don't think he did. He's probably just doesn't want to react with shock, because he probably thinks that reacting with shock would make him look guilty, like he's doing something wrong. Whereas if he acts kind of chill, like he knew it was going to happen all along, it makes him look not guilty. Maybe that's what's going through his mind. Because before, it really seemed like he thought Chris Hansen was the dad. He never mentioned anything about being on TV or recognizing Chris or anything.
interview, I say, what do you think should happen to you?
I should go to jail.
Yeah, that's weird. After all his kind of, I wasn't really planning on doing it, for him to think I should go to jail. I wonder if he's just saying that he's trying to kind of, like, almost like overstate the punishment. Kind of like whoever the was guy that said that he should be executed. Didn't one of the predators say that? It's kind of like, I'll say something that's way too harsh in order to make it look like I want more punishment than I deserve, just so the other person could be like, well, it's not that bad. Don't worry, Alonzo, you're not going to go to jail, but you get a warning. But he is right. He should go to jail.
It's Monday morning in Greenville, Ohio's criminal court.
You attempted to engage in sexual conduct with a person who was 13 years of age or older.
He looks a lot different there than he does. So without the hat. Yeah, his hair is thinner. He kind of... he looked kind of like a scumbag before, but he looks even more so here, just kind of all hunched over. He looks even scarier here.
Who was 13 years of age or older.
And, well, that's Alonzo Wade. So, yeah, that was an interesting one. I think people call him, the party predator or something. Because, yeah, he had an interesting way to go about it. And he's one of those kind of cautious predators that isn't just full-on stating their intent. But, I said it before, it doesn't make it any better. And he knew exactly what he was trying to do. So I hope you guys liked this commentary, and let me know in the comments what you thought, and if there are any other predators you would like me to cover. And I'll see you guys next time.